Welcome back, folks, to Bazaar Morning Call. Hope you're having a good morning so far. The SGX Nifty is showing some green on the screen, but you know what? Our own markets have lost plenty of ground in the last many days. The 200-day moving average is gone, and the recent low of 16,747 will be watched very closely. Asian markets are not looking good as we speak. In fact, markets like Hong Kong are down over 1%. In fact, it's red across the board over there. But let's get straight down to talking about individual stocks. We talk about gambling. Delta Corp is the stock on our radar. Mangalam, why are you watching that?
Well, they reported their results, and so long as people are going to the casino, the house always wins. That's the rule, right? So record performance coming in for Delta Corp revenues. And this time I'm looking at it quarter on quarter because year on year the base was so favorable that the revenues have actually grown 261%. But quarter on quarter, there's been a growth of 8% in revenues, 14% jump in EBITDA, and margins have improved. The net profit has actually grown by 19%. And why this is positive is that historically, the second quarter for Delta Corp has been weaker than the first quarter because the first quarter has a lot of holidays, etc. In the monsoons, people are visiting Goa because, you know, both casino is growing about 9% and online is growing about 13% as well. The company said surge in domestic travel led the growth to their business, and going forward, the launch of their new vessel will further aid growth. A couple of things we'll be watching out for. One, value unlocking in online gaming that they've been talking about earlier, and H2 is seasonally stronger for the company because we all know the Goa plans that are made in December, etc. And the only fly in the ointment is that the stock entered F&O ban yesterday and fell about 5%. So if it opens higher, could there be some short covering or not is something we'll watch out for.
The other big expectation is that all these tax-related issues will get resolved at some point in the clarity which needs to come through in terms of what is the amount, on what to charge the taxation and what rate it should be, etc. Those are things which continue to dominate mind space. All right, Infosys, and Infosys is in focus. There is a senior level exit which has happened without much clarification. And Rima is here to wrap that up for us. Rima, hi.
Thanks so much for that. So the president of Infosys, Ravi Kumar S, has resigned. He's resigned effective immediately. His last day was yesterday. So the street is a bit surprised because, as you pointed out, he is he is one of the most senior most people, probably second or third in terms of the power command. There was no clarification given. He said he's resigning for personal reasons, but no notice period for him. And the resignation comes just 2 days before Infosys board will be meeting when they consider their earnings. So the street is a bit, puzzled about this exit, and it's an important exit. The other one that we're tracking is Genesis International. It's a small company, about 2,000 crore in market capitalization, but they won a significant order from the government of Andhra Pradesh for land titling project. It's valued at about 46 crore. So it's a significant order for a company of its size. So I'll be watching out for Genesis International as well. Back to you.
Hey, Morgan Stanley, in fact, put out a note on Infosys where they say they still have an overweight call, though, but they say that the sudden departure of Ravi Kumar comes definitely as a negative surprise, but they don't expect any disruption in the business momentum for Infosys. We'll keep that in mind when we track the stock. But let's move on. Vivek is also joining in to tell us about some more stocks that are in the news this morning. Vivek, good morning.
Well, good morning. Couple of stocks on my radar. First is Suzlon Energy. Now, the company, after a while, has received an order, and this particular order is for close to 145 megawatt. And this particular order has come in from the Aditya Birla Group that the project is expected to be completed in 2023 in Gujarat as well as Madhya Pradesh. The other stock on the radar, and expect some green as far as Gujarat Pipavav is concerned. The company has given an operational update for the quarter gone by, and it's a strong quarterly update. The container volumes have jumped up almost 18.5%. Optically, the dry bulk volume seems to have dropped. However, it's important to keep in mind that the dry bulk volume actually has come off a very strong base because last quarter, the company had a one-off positive impact as far as volumes were concerned due to some disruptions with the competitor. So Gujarat Pipavav definitely in focus, some strong operational updates coming in there.
All right, Vivek, thanks a lot for that. Abhishek joins in with a bunch of stocks that he's been tracking. Abhishek, what are the stocks in the news?
Well, Mangalam, to begin with, L&T Finance, they have given a press release wherein they say that they have received SEBI approval for, the merger of L&T mutual fund with HSBC mutual fund. We had a block deal on IndusInd Bank yesterday, about 1.6% equity exchange hands. Post the market hours, there was a release of bulk data which shows that Route 1 Offshore Master Fund has sold about 37% of their stake that they held in the bank. So They have sold 1.2 crore shares. Now they are left with little more than 2 crore shares. So their stake in the bank reduces to 2.86% from earlier stake of about 4.5%. Another block deal, Tilak Nagar Industries, wherein Bofa Securities has bought about 46.9 lakh shares. That is about 2.84% stake in the company. The seller was EARC Trust, which has sold about 50 lakh shares or a little more than 3% stake in the company. Back to you.
Okay, Abhishek, thanks a lot for that. So those are some stocks in focus, but crude has settled a tad bit lower on account of the COVID flare-up in China that's giving rise to demand concerns and, of course, recessionary fears as well. Manisha is joining in to give us a quick update on all that happened overnight. Manisha, good morning.
Morning, Sonia. Well, yes, a fourth straight day of crude price decline today, and this is in reaction to as IMF and World Bank have both downgraded the 2023 global growth forecast. IMF actually putting it as low as 2.7% as well. As you mentioned, it is about high inflation, tighter financial conditions, recession fears, all of that is weighing into the market. And then China, yet again, in bigger cities like Shanghai and Shenzhen, is ramping up COVID testing. Also, the U.S. inventories may show yet another week of a build-up, telling you that the demand is clearly slowing down. And on top of that, even as the OPEC and allies have cut production, but Saudi Arabia has told Asia that it will serve its full contract volume. So Asia clearly wouldn't be feeling a pinch of that. You will see supplies continuing to come in as well, and that is what has taken the premium of the prices right now. So after hitting almost $94 on the higher side, crude prices yet again have slipped below 90.
All right, Manisha, thanks a lot for that. With that, let's do a quick recap of all the top 10 stocks. Stocks with positive news flow. We have Delta Corp, Genesis International, Suzlon, Gujarat Pipavav, L&T Finance and IndusInd Bank along with Tilak Nagar Industries. While some stocks with negative news flows, Infosys, ONGC and Oil India. Let's take a short break then. On the other side, we get chatting with Devin Choksi